Hi there, it's Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Today we're here with a pick a card video all about what haunts you. Now, this could be literal. I have yet to film the full piles, but we have full piles as you can see. As always, if you like the way I read, please subscribe to my channel. Please follow me over on Facebook if you'd like to connect even further. And tell your friends and family if you did enjoy it by sharing this video. Also, there is a link in the description box for private readings, which are done on... Okay, so now we have our 4 piles with some crystals on to help you choose. We have black and white crystals as well as grey. So there does feel like some really sort of very determined energy here, and then there's this sort of shades. So I don't know where this is going yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, we have pile number 1 with this type of fossilized creature, if that's calling you. Pile number 2 with a big chunk of black tourmaline, very protective stone. Pile number 3, which is a beach find, a bit of a shell and very grey, but really interesting for me. And lastly, we have 2 pieces of selenite together, and I'm really interested that there are 2 here. So if you're being called to that particular pile, we're going to see why we've got 2 pieces there. But when you're ready and you know which pile you're being drawn to, there will be links in the description box below. Thanks. See you then. Bye. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the fossilized being, then this is your reading today. And we have the 7 of Wands as your first card. So I'm going to bring in some more cards to get a clearer picture of what it is that is haunting you, that is still haunting you in your life, and what is that? So for me, I'm getting the 7 of Wands does not really refer to this, but I am really getting a regret kind of feeling here. That was going that way, but I think it wants to come that way. Okay. So I feel like there's something in your life that you regret, that it didn't go your way, that you thought was going to be successful and it turned out that it's not, or that it didn't. Down there. Okay. So I'm not sure what this is and what area of life this is. This could be relationship. This could be work. This could be... This could be this. This could be even an investment, or a big purchase in your life is So that could be a car or a house or a unit or an apartment or whatever. But it feels like something that you were quite passionate about, quite excited about, and we're really looking forward to, didn't go as planned, and this is still haunting you. And perhaps you've got a investment property you can't get people out of, or whatever. I don't know what this is. It's going to be different for all of you. But I feel like you're someone, because we've got the Magician there and the Knight of Wands, and I feel like you're someone who is usually very good at the things they do. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong here either, but this thing haunts you. It is regret. It was supposed to be a success. You were supposed to either make money from it or feel good about it, but you didn't. I'm putting that over there because I feel like there was a level of success or a level of celebration around this, and then it turned sour. We have the wreath there that's reversed. So this is talking to me here about, about a successful endeavour, as the star is. It was meant to be sort of like something that you were cheered on for, but some things soured in this, whatever we're talking about. I'm not going to keep mentioning the same things. It feels like there was some clouded judgment when this came, when you decided to do this. I feel like you didn't go in as slow as you should have, like the snail here, and with the Knight of Wands. I feel like you are used to getting your own way, used to things working out for you, and so you ploughed on ahead forward, and rushed into a decision is how I feel. And the other thing is here, I'm getting that you didn't do your due diligence don't know what that means, but you didn't do your due diligence, and you weren't as protective of your finances or yourself or this decision, whatever it is, as you needed to be, because you were planning for the future. You were planning for a boon, an investment. I don't know what else this could be. You were planning that it was going to go from here to there. That's the best way I can it was going to grow, and it was going to grow with you. It was going to be good for you and your family, or, whoever else is in your life, your partner. But it feels like at some point you regretted making this choice. And it's like you've pulled your energy back. And I don't know how that is, but the Four of Pentacles here and the Five of Pentacles, they're that sort of retraction energy. There's something gets pulled out from under your feet, and literally that could have happened. Perhaps, perhaps there was a change in some sort of financial aspect, or there was an offer and it was taken back from you. But it certainly feels like a retraction energy, because it was feeling good over here with the Three of Cups. This could be a relationship, even for some of you, that has gone soured. And like I said, you're someone who normally gets what you want in life, and you're normally able to do these things quite well by yourself. You manage well, pile number one. So I've got the Empress here. Now, I don't know if this is what you don't see, because I haven't actually had that in my mind while I'm shuffling. But I'm going to place the Empress under here, which is interesting, because she's sitting in the energy of acknowledging that something went wrong. And it's a feminine energy. It's normally the abundant type of energy, and it's sitting next to, adjacent to the Ten of Cups. So both very abundant cards. So something quickly went wrong, because the Chariot is underneath the deck here. Something quickly went wrong. So rapid change is how I'm feeling. So what is it that you didn't see, or that you don't see? So we have where am I going to put you? Up here. We have the Nine of Wands. So I feel like you didn't, and I actually feel like I'm being really harsh on you, because I'm saying you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And maybe that's how you feel about yourself, and that's not, me, but that's how you're seeing yourself. That you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and it's all your fault. And that's this regret. So perhaps the way I'm talking to you has nothing to do with how I feel about you or any judgment, but it's how you're judging yourself. And I feel that that's why this is haunting you. Because in my mind, I was questioning why is this haunting you? Because this could be something that you get over quickly. Having said that, now these things that are coming up, I sort of get why this is haunting you. Because it's the way you're taking it on board in your life is not necessarily really helping you. It's negatively influencing your life. So that's the big picture here, why this is haunting your life. We've got the Nine of Wands reversed. So you're feeling very negative about yourself. You're feeling very defensive. And it's like you're taking yourself to the cleaners. You're making this worse. You're setting yourself up for a lifetime of this, almost, like in your head. And I'm saying your head because it is your head. And you may have aspects of, your life that is showing up, that is representing this, that is showing you that this is who you are. But I don't believe this is who you are at all, pile number one, because I see you as someone who is capable of doing this stuff. This is a regretful decision that has been made, whether this is family, relationship, investment, or work. It's all the same. You are making this a lot worse for yourself, and your inability to claim that your part in it and then move on is the bit that's keeping you stuck here, the bit that's haunting you, so to speak. And it's the King of Cups just keeps showing up on the bottom of this deck. because you're unable at this point in time, you're unable to connect with your own emotions about it because it's too overwhelming. You cannot get a handle on your emotions here. It's not that you're too afraid. It feels too overwhelming for you. You're unable to connect to what it is that you did do and then move on, because you're not letting it die. You're keeping it present. You're keeping it in your life and revisiting it. The Page of Pentacles, yes, there was something you need to learn here, and perhaps it is not to rush in. Because as soon as I started talking about the Page of Pentacles, I was drawn to the snail. Perhaps do more due diligence, which is something that I have already said for you, is that you didn't do your due diligence when whatever this thing is. So the Page of Pentacles reversed is telling you to slow down. It's telling you to take your time and take a beginner's mind into whatever this is that you're talking about. The Queen of Cups is about acknowledging your feelings, is about knowing that while there are times when things feel like they're overwhelming, you are able to move beyond this. And it's about trusting your gut instincts about when it's appropriate to move on, and seeing that it's like you're not just one person. You're not just this particular thing that you're making yourself out to be. You are, you're more complex than that. And you don't want to be your own worst enemy, which is this 5 of Swords reversed here. You don't want to berate yourself and beat yourself up every time you go to start something new. Because I've got the Empress for you again. So, we are looking at some abundance and a change in how you see things. But there is a lot of self-reflection and self-work that needs to be done so that you'll continue to move in the right direction. The Chariot is a really great card about moving on. This was a spiritual lesson for you. You were meant to experience this experience. So please don't think that you made a mistake or that you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. You'll always remember it. It's haunting you for a reason, because you were meant to be stopped by it. The Chariot wants to move on forward. However, he is coming backwards. It is very black and white. We have that duality here going on for you, pile number 1. It is this duality of night and day. It is the duality of doing and not doing. And at the moment, it's like you're not doing so that you'll then look inside the vessel, look inside the cup. You can't learn to not run in and, be too headstrong if you don't have, if you don't fall down at one time. There is the Empress here twice for you in the same reading. There is a lot of growth ahead for you. So this is not a matter of this is never coming back for you ever again. This is a matter of this fertile time, this ability to grow and move on in this realm or this particular area of your life. It's about putting this to bed and learning the lessons, like very blankly, very black and whitely, learning the lessons of this. How did it happen? What did you learn from it? Where do you go next? You know what I mean? There's some real takeaways from this particular experience for you, so that it won't haunt you in the future, so that you can move beyond it and move above it, so that you can see it from a different perspective, as you move forward into this more abundance energy that is very much there and ready for you when you're ready. Thank you for being here, pile 1. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with family and friends. Make sure that you're subscribed if you enjoyed the way I read. I hope to see you in a future reading. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 2. So you have the black tourmaline. I'm going to place that over here, up in the corner, I think. And we have the Lovers as your first card. So literally this could be an old relationship that is haunting you. This could be an old partner. The other thing that I'm really focusing here on is that the Cupid it's quite a large Cupid, you know, it's not a tiny thing. It could also be that there is for some people, they're being haunted by a third person in the marriage. Now, this doesn't mean that your partner is having an affair. This could be a mother-in-law, father-in-law, a brother or sister of your partner, or it literally could be somebody else involved in this relationship. But there is, something around relationships or the idea of lovers. Lovers can also be a partnership. So if you have picked this pile and none of those things relate, but you are having problems with a friendship or a business partner, then this could relate to that too. But, you know, if it's not your pile, don't make it fit. So let's explore what is going on here. Why does this relationship or this extra person in the relationship, why does this haunt you? Let's have a look. Pile number 2. Now, it's pretty interesting because we've got one part there, but I actually wanted to turn them over. So I'm going to do that. I don't know why. And I'm going to not actually look at the cards, but I'm going to be drawn to the cards that I want to pick. So it's unusual, but it's what I'm sort of being guided to do. That card. Now I'm getting quite breathless. The lily. Now, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm telling you that I am not looking at the cards, and I think that will do us out of these cards. Ooh. Right, so we have the snail. The snail could mean many things, but the snail carries its home on its back. So the snail for me feels like perhaps you can't get away from this person. Perhaps this person is living in your home. Perhaps they're always at your home. I'm not sure. This is a group reading, but perhaps they're a visitor who stays too long. The other thing about a snail is it's very slow moving. So perhaps your partner or business partner or whatever this is, perhaps that they're very slow to move away from is kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. They're very slow to move away from their past with whomever this is. And I'm going to put that, the Page of Swords was on the bottom of the pile, so I'm placing that over there. Because it came out and I saw it, I need to put that there now too. Now, there's a lot of confusing energy now that we've got all these cards out. My head is literally feels like, well, I want to say a vice, even though that's not what it felt like to me, but I'm going to use those words because they're the words I was given. But I feel like a lot of swirling energy mentally in my head. And so perhaps this is how you feel when it comes to this thing that haunts you about this relationship. Perhaps it is something that's kept you in a bind, in a vice, in the sense that you can't do anything about it, and mentally you've tried and it's not getting you anywhere. And so I feel like I've got a lot of trapped energy at the throat. I'm unable to communicate the things that I want to communicate, and I literally have got a big ball at my throat here, and it does not feel very comfortable. It does not feel very nice. So we're talking about a slow-moving energy, someone who may be in your space or in your face a lot. And this haunts you. This is something you can't break free of, is how I feel about it. Now, the lily in reverse here, it feels like this person doesn't mean any harm, and perhaps you're oversensitive to this person being around. I don't know. I'm just reading the energies that I'm getting here. But this lily here feels like it's pretty open, but it is in the reverse. So perhaps that's how they want you to feel, or perhaps that's how they make it out to your partner. But perhaps there's a bit of deception going on here, because then we have the 7 of swords right next to it. So perhaps this is that this person makes out that they're all innocent, and that, you know, that they are helping, or whatever the story is, because this is a group reading. Everyone is not going to have the same thing going on. But this person is deceptive in the sense that they say one thing and then do another. You know, there's this Seven of Swords character has a big smile on his face as he is walking away with all those swords. And the swords are all about communication, and I have talked about communication already. We've got more communication down the side here, but I'm going to come back to that in a minute. This person feels family orientated, or feels like someone that they've known for a long time. The Sun here is very much about that idea of childhood. So it could be a childhood friend, family member, whatever, to your partner or to your business partner, whoever we're talking about. This person feels comfortable, they feel good. They don't see that they have an underbelly, that they have a negative side to them. And we'll have a look at some cards soon about you know, what's hidden from you, because this is stuff that you're able to connect with at this time. So this feels like, and again, we've got the Moon, so there are things that are hidden here in this relationship, or they feel like they're hidden to you. So I'm not saying that there are things that you don't know about. What I'm saying is you feel like that's the way this is. It feels like hard work. It feels like you're not getting anywhere, which is why it haunts you. It is something that you're unable to work with, is how I want to feel about it. The Rose in the reverse. So there is a potential here for this to look on the surface. So both of the flowers, you know, flowers are beautiful creatures and beautiful energies. However, they're both in the reverse here, which tells me that something that looks a certain way is not necessarily what it appears. So we've got that same energy here. And I feel like, again, because we've got the Moon right next to it, that even maybe you don't let on that this annoys you as much as you know, that it really does annoy you. You don't let on to let anybody know, it feels like to me. Maybe you've expressed it to your partner, but maybe haven't expressed it in the way they need to hear it. Maybe they think, yeah, it's a bit of an annoyance, but it's not, you know, it's not something that feels unresolved to them, whereas for you, it does feel unresolved. Now, you see here we've got the Eight of Cups. Now, this I'm going to read a few different ways, because for some of you, I feel like this is that some of you are getting to the point where, you know, you've had enough and you're ready to leave. There's others of you who feel like you're trying to reorganize how this works without actually emotionally working on that. So two versions of people here. One is that you want an easy way out, so you're ready to give up and walk on. The first group, which I said some people are ready to leave, you've just had enough and you're ready to leave because this has been hard work for you. But there's another part of this, which I just talked about, which is people who don't want to get emotionally into it. They don't want to delve into that deeper aspect of this relationship, or into calling this out, into, you know, disturbing the waters. And that's what we've got over here. So just make sure it's in focus. So over here we have the Page of Swords. There's something to be said, but you're reluctant to say it. You feel like you're unable to voice the opinions that you have. And the underlying feeling of where you're coming from is that it's hard work. There's troubled waters if you stir it up. But part of you, it's almost a deal breaker. For some of you, it won't be a deal breaker, but there's a lot of you who are getting to the point where this is a deal breaker for you. And this just haunts a relationship that feels to you like it's worth having this conversation about, feels like it could go further. Now, I want to have a look at some hidden energies. What is hidden to you about this, you know? So let's have a look at that. So we've got the King of Cups. What else are we going to have? We've got the Magician reversed, and we're going to take one more, which is the Nine of Swords over here. So I know that you're passionate about this relationship. I feel like it doesn't matter whether you're a female or a male, but this feels like the person that you're involved with is a very generous, loving person. They're very good emotionally. When it comes to this relationship, they're usually quite, and I say usually because it won't be on all terms, but they're usually very free and open with their feelings, and they can discuss these matters. However, as it sits in here, perhaps they don't see everything that this person is, So this is a things that you don't see, because yes, this person is someone who can talk about emotions, someone who can open up, but maybe they don't see everything that this person portrays to you, to them. We have the Magician reversed in the middle. So again, there's someone here that's there's a bit of trickery going on. The Magician is a great card, but in the reverse, it feels like to me somebody is actually wanting to break this relationship up or cause trouble, or it may not be as Machiavellian as I'm making it out. Someone wants to cause some trouble, let's put it that way. And perhaps if this is a mother-in-law or a sister-in-law or whatever, that maybe they don't have the best relationship with you personally, so they want their brother, sister, whatever this person is, to see you in a different light, and and they're not above of causing some ripples because they love this person and they're going to extremes. Now I need to bring another card in here because the Nine of Swords doesn't feel complete. Whoops, we've got two cards coming in under here. So the Nine of Swords here is talking to me about your own mental health here. It's talking to you about feeling, this is what you don't see. It's sort of playing with, tampering with your mental health. And you can't really see those cards, so I'll put them here. It's interesting, when I'm forced to make a change in where I want to put them, then it changes the reading, because I've now other things pop into my mind. Excuse me, and I'm getting a really scratchy, itchy throat here. I think you want this to work so bad that it's almost like, excuse me, you want to take this other person out. You want to cancel them out of the equation. They're haunting your life, because if they weren't there, this would be perfect. That's how you think about it, okay? But this here, this dreamy kind of working card, the Seven of Pentacles, to me feels like all work and no play, or you're laying the foundations for what you think is going to be the best relationship you've ever had, but maybe you need to reflect a little bit more on it, because maybe there are some other things here. Maybe if this was perfect, that this person would just not be here, because we have the Judgment card here. So for me, and it's right under the Moon now with the it's going to take work card. So maybe there's some other issues here that you're not seeing, and that to me feels spot on. It feels like the thing that you're almost judging and blaming this third person, when the relationship has other things that need work on it, because we have a hard-working card and another card that's talking to us about putting down the seeds of things that are growing, and then what we're going to bring in. However, these are around the wrong way, you know what I mean? The 8 came before the 7. So now you know that you're going to need to work on a relationship. Now my head is really wobbly and it feels like it wants to fall off. But we're going backwards. So to me, and that's under the anxiety or the mental anguish card, to me it's like you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. You're saying that this third person, they're the cause of all the ills in this relationship. And, because there are 2 cards here about leaving. I'm not saying that you should leave this person. I'm not saying anything about your relationship. What I'm doing is calling up the information that the cards and that Spirit want you to have a look at, which is why this person seems to be haunting this relationship, because there's other things here. Again, we've got the cards, the Red Rose, that really romantic card, but it's in the reverse. So perhaps there's more here, which is the Moon is talking about, that needs unraveling, that needs further looking into. Perhaps you're seeing with a child's mind or a child's eye the inner child of you, you know, the one that's easily hurt, you're seeing the culprit, the person that you need to focus on, when maybe you need to turn it around and have a good look at the two other people that are in this card and see what's going on with them. And a message that you may not want to hear, pile 2. Thank you for being here. And as I said before, if you'd like a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. Thanks for being here. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up. And I hope to see you in a reading in the future. Bye for now. If you chose the Beach Find part of a shell, then this is your reading today, all about what haunts you. And you have the King of Pentacles. So I'm going to leave that over there. And let's have a look at getting some other cards to help us look at why the King of Pentacles is something that haunts you, and, you know, what that relates to in your life. So I'm very tight. My body is super tight. I'm really gripping, you know, the cards. They're not nice and loose. I've got some pretty ferocious kind of angry energy going on in my body. Now, I have my own anger in my body, of course. But, yeah, this feels different. All right, so I'm actually going to pull some more cards for you because I feel like I need some more, and I want to put that up there. Okay, so now pile number 3. I don't want to offend you, but I want to say that I feel like you're someone who's made some mistakes. So let's just put it that. And this actually is coming up for me this week a bit while I'm filming this. So, yeah. I'm probably in this pile. So the king of I can't even speak, so perhaps I am. King of Pentacles, this is talking to us about what is haunting you. And I feel like you've made some really bad decisions. This could be around money, finances, career. This could be around your home life and your family. But it's to do with, you know, financial aspects. And it's to do with either feeling out of your depth, maybe sometimes, and perhaps, you know, being an adult today was a bit too hard. And it's not that you frivolously made a bad decision. It's not that at all. But, you know, it's like some things chipped away at you, and it created this tsunami effect where some things got out of your control and you weren't able to sort of do what you would have normally planned to do, and how you would have seen yourself handling this, okay? But this is how you see yourself. This is what you want for your life. You want this, you know, you want to be this financial success. You want all of the things that you want, and you want to achieve them. You've got some pretty big goals for yourself. You're a hard worker, you know, like you're pretty good on the material plane. So the fact that there's been some like accidents are the word I want to say. So for some people, you maybe you've had an accident, or someone had an accident in your family or your life, and it's then put you backwards in terms of finances, or career, or something like that. Or perhaps, you know, there was an accident in terms of a birth, and, you know, things happened when, you know, they weren't meant to. You know, it wasn't the plan from the outright to have a pregnancy or bring children into the world at this time. But there feels like accidents, mistakes. So accidents, mistakes, and, you know, decisions that aren't based on the type of person that you normally are, right? So we've got frozen ice here. So that's, you know, and that's that idea of chipping away. But we've got lots of blue here. So there's a lot of water element happening for you, emotions, feelings, but also this idea of money flowing. So we can see here that we've got this idea where everything's frozen in your life. You're not going where you want. It's all sitting on top of a house. And here we have, you know, two people who are looking at your work, let's say, and they're deciding whether you've been doing a good job. So there feels like criticism happening here. Not something I normally see with the Three of Pentacles, but that is definitely how this is feeling in this energetic line here. And so perhaps, you know, you made a bad decision. Perhaps some things happened that you couldn't even control, But you were the person that then had to make the decisions. And again, I'm telling you, I've got this really short, sharp energy for this group, pile number 3. And I know you don't like it. So please, I am apologizing for, the way this might be coming through, but it's how you need to hear it. Now, the cloud here, I like the cloud. Even though the cloud is, I saw a bit of a flash of something here, there feels like there's probably some either ancestors or spirit guides coming in with these messages here. I'm really thirsty and dry, because I feel like you had to get to this point where you went, I hate this. This is not me. I am not this person who is living in this cloud, who is having all this shit pour down on them. And I feel like there's this aspect of, having other people come down on you, like maybe it's judgment, because that feels quite critical, that card, which I don't normally feel. But it's this judgment, it's this idea that you're not living a good enough life. And I don't know if that's you or if it's other people, and it could be a combination of both. But the cloud is like, it had to come down on you. And you see how the cloud is, one side it's raining, and then the next side there's some movement happening. It's changing, it's dried up. So the emotions are, if we look at the form change from frozen to this sort of, I don't know how I want to describe it, but fluffy kind of blue energy. We've got some motion pouring down. And then if we move over, we've got this tsunami of rolling with the tide, going with the flow. And we've got the symbol of the air. Then we've got another symbol here, which is bringing that energy down. So to me, this actually feels really good. So what has haunted you, and I'm using the word has, is how you've made some decisions in the past that you feel like are mistakes that are haunting you and you can't move on from. They could be around family, home life, and, you may have had to make decisions because someone else pushed you beyond what you feel like you could have done, or pushed you into a corner, like your buttons were pressed. This won't all be family for some, like, not everyone's going to have children, but this could be that perhaps your parents pushed your buttons, perhaps school pushed your buttons, perhaps work pushed your buttons, but you thought it was going to go a certain way because it was going along quite smoothly, but you were quite young, or you were young of heart and young of mind, and you had some pretty big ideas, and you still do. So don't doubt that, pile number 3. But at the moment, you're feeling less than. You're feeling like you've done something wrong. You've made your life into a mistake. And, perhaps for some of you, you might have lost a house. You might have had a deposit and not then, you spent it on something else or invested in something else and that didn't go well. Whatever I'm looking at here, we're talking about finances, we're talking about assets, investments, that sort of thing, property, or even a job. You had a great job that you stuffed up somehow, and it was going to be the thing that, turned you into the King of Pentacles, because that's who you want to be. You've got a big goal when it comes to, where you want to go in life and what you want to achieve, and you're good at the earth plane. So pile 3, don't believe that because you've made a mistake that it's going to haunt you forever. Like I said before, we have some spirit guides around us. We have angels, animal spirit guides, whatever this is, but they are definitely present in your life, and you need to let them in more, because this is going with the flow. This is allowing them to come into your life. And you see how it's on the grounded level. It's not on this sky level. They're down here. They're down on the earth plane. So they're here because they're walking with you, because they want you to heal from this stuff. They don't want you to carry it forward. Pile number 3. We have the 8 of Wands. So I know you want to move. I know you want to get beyond where you are currently, but the Death card is signaling that it's a period of stopping for you. This is a period of acknowledging the past. I'm not going to say the word failures and mistakes, because I know for me, I hate those words. And we, as children, we get brought up and we have those words put in front of us, and they don't feel good. They don't make us feel good. So, we don't want to use those words. But the Death card is here so that you'll acknowledge it. You can't move forward yet, and I'm saying yet, pile number 3, so don't worry about it. You can't move forward yet because you have to acknowledge the learnings from this lesson, okay? Now, that's going to be different for everyone. I'm not going to go into the learnings because there is quite a feel for this energy here, and I think that if you're here, you know your stuff, and this is haunting you. This is haunting you more than you having to live it every day. Now, when I say that, you're still experiencing it. You're still having the physical, repercussions because you're not moving forward. But this is about healing it. The Death card is literally getting you to acknowledge the past and move away from it. Okay, that's what that energy is about. 6 of Swords is moving away from blaming yourself, moving away from torturing yourself, moving away from being a victim. Big energy for you. I'm going to bring in some other stuff here, which is the unseen business. And this is part of the unseen, but I wasn't focusing when the card flew out. So it was just reiterating what I was talking about. But what is unseen here for you? What is hidden from you? Now, this was on the bottom of the deck a minute ago, which is the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is hidden from you, which means that you've got more choices than you think you do. And then the 4 of Cups reversed. So this is that idea that, Spirit is handing you stuff and you're not paying attention, particularly the fact that it's sitting under or on top of the water element here and the angel. So Spirit wants to play more of a hand in this for you, but you are resisting. We also have some other energies here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm really tired now, pile 3. The Page of Swords and the Seeker. I'm going to put the Seeker underneath this one over beyond here. Oh, I don't know if you knew when you were coming into this lifetime that you came in for a big lesson, yeah? So the Seeker, you're going beyond what most people see in their lifetimes, and you've had to carry some really heavy burdens, and the mistakes are part of that, okay? These mistakes or this judgment call that you've made, or, whatever decision you had to do, it was thrust upon you. But you were here to live some pretty big lessons. We've got the Justice card, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. We also have the Page of Swords here. While you're still regretting some of those decisions, it was to take you to the brink and back. That's how I feel about this, It's hidden from you because you're stronger than most people, pile 3, and you don't understand that you're stronger than most people. The 7 of Cups, like I said, there's more options here than you're seeing. Spirit is stepping in and actually offering you stuff. You've got to stop saying no. You've got to start saying no to little things. Start saying yes to little things, and that's when things are going to move forward. But you are here to make some big mistakes so that you can help other people. Your lifetime is a lesson for others. Now, I'm not going to go into what that means. So I've got the Grouse here, which is a number 34, which is a 7. So we're looking at maybe magic. So the Grouse card is called About Sacred Spiral, and it is about a dance, because grouse are dancers and they do what they call a sort of spiral dance. And the spiral is an ancient symbol of birth and rebirth, a tunnel that you eternally return to. This is also a symbol of one of the oldest symbols known of personal power, which I absolutely love for you, pile 3. This card talks about using a spiral as a metaphor for personal vision and enlightenment. Many initiates on vision quest paint spirals on their body and believe that the great mystery will favour them with visions of power and purpose beyond the symbol. Now, I talked before about you having a big, vision or a big manifesto or a big something to do here while you're here, because you're not just doing what others are doing, like you've had more burdens on you. There's been some really hard stuff to work through, and it's like you're doing the University of Life, but you've had to prove to life that you've got what it takes. So it's about bringing in the stuff that you want now, okay? So this is the movement forward. It's all about this sacred spiral of letting things go that you're ready to release, which I know you're ready to release this stuff. It's part of you. It's part of your past, but you're growing from it and you're moving beyond it. This ocean here is a beautiful metaphor of where you're going. You're going to be carried by the water. This idea of a spiral, you know, the wave comes in and then it goes back out and then it comes back in. You know, that idea of the figure 8 symbol, the eternity symbol, which is on this card here. So there's all these lovely little synchronistic aspects. The number 7 with the grouse card, this idea that the spiral, this symbol, is a kind of magic, that you can pull magic into your life. There's quite a lot more to do with the grouse, but I'm not going to go into it because we've really spent a lot of time in this energy, and I want you to find out what that means for you personally, pile 3, because this is a group reading. It won't be the same for everybody else. There is some personal magic that you're working on bringing into your life and making it the center of your life. So thank you for letting me read for you today. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in another reading soon. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 4. If you chose the 2 pieces of selenite, then this is your reading. All about what haunts you. So I'm going to place them over there, although actually they're telling me they want to go here. So we've got really interesting energies for you, because we have the King of Swords and then we have the 2 of Wands. But I'm feeling that there's quite a separateness here, and I don't know if this is 2 aspects of your life, and they're saying pretty much, or if there's, I don't know, 2 people, 2 things going on. There's lots of 2s I'm getting, okay? Lots of, division, divisiveness. Maybe there's a few things that are coming up for you at the moment about which way to move forward. Again, that kind of feels like that will be appropriate for some of you, maybe not all of you. Got some interesting stuff going on here, and I am actually going to put the bottom energy of that deck out as well, but it's quite a different feel. Anyway, so as I was explaining, I feel like there's either a rift, there's some sort of division. I think I referred to it in a different way earlier. Divisiveness, a split, something like that. It's either going on in your life, it's been happening for a long time. This could be a family rift. This could be a split in, you know, a relationship. It could even be at work. There could be 2 people that you have to follow this person, but there's another person that comes in and gives you orders as well. Because if you have a look under here, we're really making 2 sides of this reading, and I don't understand it, so I'm just going to give you what I'm getting. We have this armor in the middle, and it is reversed. To me, it feels like there's like a stalemate going on. There's division in your life in some way. This does haunt you because it's affecting your life. So the armor reversed, it feels like a stalemate. It feels like something that you literally can't move beyond. It's in the middle. It is the thing that stops you almost. And if you look at this armor, it's perfectly mirrored on both sides. So there's this aspect, and the only area that's sort of a more softer thing is the heart area, you know, so the middle, the very middle. So I feel like you're pulled in 2 directions, pile number 4, which is why we've got the 2s there, and this haunts you because I feel like you have strong people around you, whatever this is, whether it's family, home, and when I say family, I mean the family you grew up in, or this is you have 2 families, or you have 2 parents and 2 lives, and you know what I mean? Like there's all this division, divisiveness, and 2s going on. However that fits in your circumstances. We have 2 strong energies. So the King of Swords, someone who's quite acerbic is the way I kind of want to think about it, which means that they could be really quick-witted. They're quite critical. They might put you down a bit. When I say a bit, it's like they don't want to do that, but it's just their way. They've grown up very critical, and so they then pass that on. They're very strong. They're a real leader of a type of personality, but both of these people are, which is why we've got that sort of almost stubbornness and a stalemate going on. The horse here, this person wants to be freed of this situation, because there's almost three of you in it, I suppose, because there's these two people or two factions in your life, and then there's you in the middle. Pile number 4. So this person doesn't actually want to continue how this is going, but they don't see any way out of it, and they're pushing forward as well. While this other person is quite happy to keep this going. This person, even though they might be the more gentler person, is very stubborn. We've got the Ram and the Aries down the bottom here. This person, while they may make out as if they're love and light, or they're more spiritually advanced, that kind of thing, they are actually more stubborn here, and stubborn to their own detriment. They don't want to be stubborn either. So neither of these personalities want to be the way that they are being, but that's how they're being, And for you, it creates a lot of conflict, a lot of confusion, and you have to do everything twice almost, because you've got to do it with this person, and if it's work, you've got to listen to this person and then feed it through this person, or whatever that is. But they're very leadership orientated people. They don't want to take a back seat, and that's really making it very difficult for you. Now, I want to get to these side energies, because we've got the moon, and then this is a wreath in reverse. So the wreath here is talking about success and things like that, but in the fact that it's reversed, to me it's telling you, or telling us, that this person is successful, but they would be more successful if they let go of their own criticism, if they left some of the stuff behind them that they don't seem to be able to let go of. The secrets, and perhaps that is that, I did talk before about them having a critical upbringing. Perhaps they're just bringing their own past with them into the present. This person feels like someone you can talk to, but occasionally they do really, they've got a sharp tongue. They really do. What else is this person, these people that haunt you in your life? It's really interesting, because this side of this pile feels lighter to me. I don't know how, but this feels darker and deeper, and we'll go into that energy a bit more. But this person on this side, and it could be the male and female, but it may not be. This sort of critical person, they feel like they're lighter generally, but then occasionally they'll come in with a statement that just floors you. Like you're able to celebrate with these people, with this person. You're able to be yourself to a degree. And then this is when the moon kicks in, and, their underbelly shows. And it's like that they don't reflect on what it is they're saying, but it is coming from their own inability to work with their own stuff. So the Ten of Wands here, they really, well, I was going to say they believe what they say, which is what was given to me. I also think that they're not very reflective on their own, how they come across is what I want to say. They might think that, they are this gentle person, which is the energy that I am picking up, but their self-reflection is not enough based on the amount that they give out and the amount of people that they affect. Like the Queen of Wands here, this person's very passionate about what they do, whether it's female or male, it doesn't matter, but they just don't reflect enough on their own life and their own hurdles and things like that. These people are butting up against each other. So now let's have a look at this other energy on the other side, which I said feels heavier. Now, we've got spiritual energy in here. So I said before that this person may feel like, that they're love and light, and they may present that way as if, what they're doing is not wrong. This is all about how they feel. But what I feel here is that they're working through an old deep wound of their own, which has not yet been healed. Even though they might be a very spiritual person, they're very wounded, and that wound, it's not that they're playing on the wound, that's not what I want to say, that it's almost like they're using that wound as a tool almost. And I don't really understand what that means. So I'm actually not going to unpack it, because sometimes I'm given something that I don't understand and it's simply meant to be the message. But there's a lot of defensive energy here, and perhaps, perhaps these people are a couple. As I said before, they could be your parents. And the more that I have a look at this, it does feel like that. It won't be the same, because a business partnership is also a partnership. So I'm going to keep those like that. But I'm going to put this down the middle here. So I feel like there's been, this thing that haunts you is their relationship. It doesn't feel like it's never been any good. Like now, I don't know if that's going to be accurate, but that someone here feels that way. Someone feels that this has never been any good, and perhaps that's your perception of it. Perhaps you've always had to feel like you've had this armor on because mum and dad, or mum and stepdad, or whoever these people are, have made your life a bit of a living hell, and perhaps that's why this haunts you. Perhaps there's always been arguments, strong words, because these people are very headstrong. They're very stubborn, wild and free is kind of how I feel about this person over here. But their relationship has been one of those like it's, high tempers, lots of passion, but not, something flew out then. Lots of angry words here. So what you don't see is the Page of Swords. And what I feel that is, like, if you have a look at this dark energy down here, is that they've always been a bit like this. And maybe even when their relationship was good, maybe it was a bit like this anyway. Both headstrong, both quite determined, but fell in love. And so then we have the Seeker card in the reverse. And it's like they dove in, or that they went in even though they knew that it was going to be a bit of hard work. And even the other thing here is perhaps they're playing out some past life karma in this relationship. Interesting, because I've got the Death card reversed and then I've got the Temperance card. So I do believe that past life karma might be definitely something that they're playing out in this lifetime. But I think that neither of them is ready to let it go. So I'm going to actually place these over here, which is interesting because I'm placing them on top of who those people are. And another thing that I'm finding interesting is this is how I saw that person. So perhaps that is who they are, but they haven't lived up to that experience yet, because this is what you don't see. So what you don't see is that this person who is overly critical, but you may have a better relationship with or can communicate with, perhaps they're not letting it go. And this is what's hidden from you. So what's hidden from you is that it goes beyond the veil. It is the moon, secrets, there's things that you don't know about this relationship. This person here may look like, for all intensive purposes, like they are, I've got quite a headache now, that they are the one who is trying to move on, but underneath perhaps they're not. Perhaps they're keeping things more stuck than you see. And then the Temperance card, perhaps this person is doing more behind the scenes to make this into a better, to move forward. But here what I see is this is almost like who they make you become, which is why it haunts you, because they make you into the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is someone who really can't think very clearly. There's lots of things mentally that challenge them, but also there's this thought, or not this thought, but this way of being that you cannot clear your head. You just can't get this out of your head because it's relentless. It's like these birds. It's a bother. It's something that's always there. It's always in your shadow. You can not just move beyond it because you're carrying it with you as you move forward. And that's how this makes you feel. Now, when I said all of those things, I didn't mean that's here forever like that. What I mean is when you connect into this energy, you have this armor that comes up and it creates this for you. So what's the guidance for you, how to move beyond this thing that haunts you. Pile number 4. The 4 of Voices and the 2 of Materials. One is to simply rest and sort of take yourself out of this equation, how it feels to me. The 2 of Materials, you know, you do have choices. You do get to choose how you let these people affect you. The Ace of Inspiration. Yeah, it's about walking your own walk, talking your own talk. And then we've got the Emperor here. I feel like it's re-parenting yourself. It is looking at this from a different perspective and realizing that you came here to learn a lesson through these people and that you don't need to keep dancing their dance and staying stuck in it. This is more about you seeing your way clear by choosing not to let yourself jump back into it, by staying, like setting some very firm boundaries and keeping your life separate from their life. Then you'll be able to create structure around how you deal with all of this in your life. And instead of having it very, divisive and these two things happening, to me, it feels like you're like, well, you know, you're both there. These things are happening all around me. I'm not going to be defensive and closed-minded and let everybody bother me. That's your stuff. And move on and upwards into your own stuff, pile 4. I hope this has brought some help to this situation for you. Please let me know in the comments below if you want to share. Thanks for being here. Please like and share this video if you got some value out of it. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now.